There are a lot of different motorhome brands out there that make floor plans that feel very much the same as everything else. And this here has a bathroom setup that I have not seen before in another motorhome that definitely piqued my interest, and I'm curious what you think about it. So let's go take a look. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Miles with Firmly Unbound, and we are here at Motorhome Specialist today taking a look at this 2025 Forest River Forester. It's a 2441 DS, and you'll be able to see the floor plan layout and the specs on the screen. Now, if you are interested in an RV and specifically a motorhome, Motorhome Specialist here in Alvarado is probably the best motorhome dealership in the country that you can visit. It is quite literally like visiting an RV show, as they have hundreds of motorhomes here on this lot. A vast majority of them, it seems like over 50% of them, are actually plugged into power, so you can see everything with the lights on and stuff like that as you go through and check out different motorhomes. And they also have a few towable RVs here as well, some higher end fifth wheel RVs as well as used towable RVs. And this is in Alvarado, Texas, so a great spot for you to come check out and get a really unique motorhome shopping experience, again, that is like quite literally better than going to an RV show. You will see more motorhomes here than you will at most RV shows across the country. So really great spot to check out. And then of course, if you're looking for your next RV, there's a link down below in the comments and description where you can find not only this store, but over 100 different Blue Compass RV stores who Motorhome Specialist is a part of across the country to find your next RV at. Now with this Forest River Forester here, this one that we're looking at, the $109,989 price tag, has a full body paint package on the outside, makes it look really nice. You have your awning up over the top here. It is on the Ford chassis. Real quick, let's talk about that before we go inside. Also, you can see it has like a shield right here for your paint on these more high impact areas on that front end there. It's on the E450 chassis here. And then you have two slide outs on this side. So these are two individual slide outs. That's kind of nice because it allows this slide out to not have to stick out as far as some other floor plans that might combine these two slide outs into one, where it's all going to extend out further. Gives you a little bit less of a footprint on the outside of the motorhome compared to some other models, but still gives you the same interior space, or dang near close to it. As we step inside, you have your screen door here. And then you have a battery disconnect switch right here. You have your extend and retract switch for your awnings and some light switches for your lights on the outside. Let's go ahead and step in. You can see you have this extendable countertop here, and this right here, I'm actually glad we're getting to take a look at this. Something that I have been much more adamant about doing is helping level expectations for what is to expected with RV ownership and things of that nature. This here is one of those things when we look at less expensive motorhomes. Now I know this here is over $100,000, but just with like RVs in general, when you're looking at motorhomes like this, typically anything under, I want to say like 120 usually. Now again, full body paint is going to make this more expensive here, but usually anything under $120,000 in this size of a motorhome, so not like your vans for instance, but something that is this bigger size motorhome on this type of chassis, you're still going to get wrapped cabinetry. Now with wrapped cabinetry, you can see these decor pieces on here, they are stuck on, and sometimes this adhesive can fail, and that's what we're seeing here, or just something can happen where this needs to be re-adhered on. Now for some people, this is like major deal breaker. If that's the case for you, you probably need to honestly spend about $100,000 more on an RV for you to likely find yourself in a position where you're going to be a little bit more comfortable and satisfied, especially on something that's a motorhome like this. The towable segment of RVs like travel trailers and fifth wheels is a whole different conversation, but this here, if that's going to be a big issue for you, it's also a realistic possibility that you just might not be an RV type of person. Things like this are absolutely going to happen in your RV no matter how much money you spend. It might not be an exact issue like this, but there are certainly going to be things that break and have to be replaced or repaired, or are going to take time and attention, and it's going to happen. Not a matter of like, it's not a matter of if it happens, it's a matter of when and how often it happens. And so these are things like, I expect stuff like this to happen with my RV, and especially because I have wrapped cabinets inside of my travel trailer as well. So this is a completely expected thing for me, and it didn't you know, when stuff like this happens, it's a very simple, easy fix. Just get some glue it back on, and it's done. It's a little 5-minute project essentially, especially if you have the materials you need to fix things like this inside of your RV already, which you should. And that is going to be some of the realities that are going to come with RV ownership. And I know we can talk about how, you know, we wish that things were different, or that things were handled differently, or maybe put together differently. And if that's the case, if you want just better craftsmanship, you just have to spend more money, unfortunately. That's just the reality of it. But in this price tag, that's not a huge deal breaker for me. Like I said, the travel trailer I spent my own money on has cabinets that are designed in that same way and can have the same thing happen. So just a simple, easy fix. If it does occur, you can see it's not occurring anywhere else. It was just that one drawer that had that sort of issue. So not a big deal in my opinion, but you can let me know what you think down below. You have the bed up over the top here, and this bed is rather large for a Class C motorhome. No cabinetry or anything up here, no windshield up here, so it really makes the space feel extra large. Very easily can sleep 2 grown adults here, and it has a 40-inch screen TV, which is bigger than a lot of other motorhomes will come with in this space. The TV does swivel out so you can get that view from your seating arrangement here, and then I do have the floor plan layout up here on my iPad so we can see it does come with the optional theater seats if you wanted to get that. It has a 60 by 74 inch queen size bed, 24 inch by 36 inch shower, and then you'll be able to see here some of the different features. It has a 41-pound propane tank capacity, going to have a 44-gallon fresh water, 39-gallon black water, and then it has a 39-gallon gray water, plus it has a 55-gallon fuel capacity. So this has the U-shaped dinette table. With the U-shaped dinette table, you can drop this down, make it into a bed, so that leg would just get removed there, and the table will drop down, and the cushions can fill over the top of it, the back cushions, to make this into a sleeping surface. You have your drawers down underneath here, pretty standard plywood drawer construction with staples to hold those in place, and they are soft close on those. That's nice. Some more storage up above here. See that storage space through there. Hidden hinges on here, so that gives it a nice look, and those are also soft close. Yeah, the skylight up over the top, that is a massive skylight. It does have a shade here that will open up, or close, sorry. Close and open. Absolutely can't stand this material. It doesn't want to like bunch up right. If you really sit here and mess with it for a couple minutes, you can get it to, you know, make sure that each individual little crease folds properly. I'm a little OCD about little things like that sometimes, so that material just drives me absolutely bonkers trying to get it to fold up correctly, and I wish they would use a better material there, but that is what you're working with, unfortunately. So not a huge deal. It's not like a deal breaker for me or anything like that, or it wouldn't be, but it is something that's a little annoying that eye catches, unfortunately. As we go up front real quick, let's look at the driver's cabin. It's on the Ford E450 chassis. So pretty standard Ford chassis. It does have about a 10-inch Sony display on here, and it also has a digital mirror here for your backup camera. Everything else is pretty simple, although it does not have cloth seating in here. It does have leather seating, so that's a little bit more premium on this motorhome compared to some other Class C motorhomes that you will see. Have USB Type A and Type C charging ports here up on the front, and then that is pretty much everything. It has pretty standard cruise control settings there as well. It does not have things like adaptive cruise control from what I can see. Storage space here right when we walked in. It also has a Winegard Wi-Fi router already installed, so a little bit more of an expensive piece of equipment here that's already coming standard, which is nice. Controls here for different components on the motorhome, your tank levels for your water, your tank heater controls. It is a gas and electric tanked water heater. And then as we go through the kitchen space, it has a wrapped countertop material. You have the flip up countertop space here, so it's not the solid surface countertop where you would see like a ceramic material. It's more of that wrapped material here on the top. 3 drawers that will open up there. Little shallow on those drawers, and they are soft close. You can see they're not super tall by any means. No heat vents in the floor, so your heat is running out through here, and it does have a step going up into the bed area. Kind of a unique spot for the trash can, so you can see you can drop your trash into there. Has a little hole cover for it, and you can empty that out through that cabinet door. Also, little things like this too, like when you purchase something from a dealership like this, they are going to re-adhere that back on. So those are things that the dealership will take care of if you are purchasing this motorhome, and it's not something you're gonna have to do yourself the day you pick up your motorhome. Have a pop-up outlet tower that's also a wireless charging pad on the top there. And you have your storage space through here. Pretty simple color scheme in here, also very simple like handles on your drawers. More storage up here. Now they did not go with a microwave up over the stove, so that really increases the storage space in this area. You do have a 3-burner gas stove. It's a little bit wider than some others that you might be used to seeing. And then down underneath here, you have your microwave. It also is doubling as a convection oven, so you do have basically the functionality of an oven here in your microwave space. Another drawer underneath here. And then we move to the refrigerator and freezer. I'm really liking this kind of French door style opening refrigerator in these smaller RVs. Feels like you're getting a bit more space inside of that refrigerator. And then you have your freezer portion down in the bottom. And as we go into this area, we have your queen size bed. Underneath here, you do have a little bit of storage. So it's just that little drawer right there. You also have more storage here, whether you want to use this as a pantry, which is kind of what it's designed for, or use it for clothing. You have the option either way. And you have a privacy curtain here for this bedroom space. In this bed area, you do have 2 individual reading lights up in this space, more storage up above, and 2 nightstands. This is a bit more of a premium mattress on here, which I really appreciate them doing, because the way this is going to work, when you push the slide out in, you can see how these 2 mattresses are basically going to go up over the top of each other. It's gonna feel pretty dang normal when you're sleeping on it. You're not really gonna notice this gap right here, especially once you have your bedding on and everything like that. But when it's going down the road, that mattress portion is going to go up over the top of this mattress portion, so that you still have this room to walk down the side of the motorhome when you are going down the road. So with that being said, it makes the mattress pretty much impossible to replace. So it does actually come with a nice memory foam style mattress, and that is going to be a lot more premium and plush than a lot of other mattresses you'll see on motorhomes that are in this price range and size segment. Then you have your closet right here. So not only do you have the clothing rod there, you also have 2 hooks right here. So if you want to hang like some jackets or something like that off of those hooks, hats or anything like that, you can do that and have that space designated for that. You have your air conditioner. It is a GE air conditioner, and it is ducted throughout this motorhome. You can see how you have ducting going down both sides, which is nice. And then as we move back this way, you can see how you have your ducting coming up over the bed here. You have another TV installed, so 20-inch screen TV right there. Both are smart TVs. And then you have your slide out controls here in this area as well. Then we go back to the bathroom, and this is where this motorhome really gets different. So as we step back into this bathroom space, you can see you have your shower off to the right. It is a plastic 2-piece shower in that space. We'll do a little height check in that shower here in just a second. But then to the left, you have all of this storage space. Look at that. That is really going to help if you're wanting to do some extended travel, which I think a lot of people with motorhomes intend on doing. In fact, a lot of times I don't even recommend a motorhome to someone unless they know for sure that they are planning to do some long distance trips. A lot of times there's just the maintenance and cost associated with owning a motorhome. A lot of times is just not quite worth it to me unless you're going to be doing more long distance travel. Really makes the benefit of having this whole interior space to live in essentially while you're driving down the road. That's not worth it if you're just traveling like 100 miles for every trip that you take. Now, if you're traveling like 500, 1,000, 1,500 miles for a lot of your trips, that really is a significant, kind of improvement to your travel situation. See your storage space through there. And so this here is really going to give you that storage space that you would need to extend those trips out longer. So you have these 4 drawers, soft close on all those, and then we spin back around, and your toilet is actually tucked back here behind this wall. So in addition to that, I also like that you really have this sense of privacy when you're in this bathroom area. This toilet is tucked back behind here, gives you lots of space still to be able to sit in this area, but it really feels like its own enclosed space. And here we have liquefied. This is a black tank treatment that you can find on Amazon for your black tank in your RV. They have it in this powder formula, in the tablet formula, and in the liquid formula. And then last thing, let's go ahead and check this shower height. It does have a glass shower door here, so you can see. And it has a stainless steel shower head as well, which I really like. And then as I step in here, I'm standing at about 6'2", maybe 6'3", and I would say your ceiling height maxes out at 6'4". As you can see, obviously my head is in the skylight here, well above the height of the shower head, so I would definitely find myself having to squat down underneath that to, you know, kind of take a proper shower, and it's not very wide. I'm a pretty slender person, and let's just move the camera in here. You can see here with the shower door closed, this is about the shoulder space I'm working with. So it's real close. I do not have much room to go either direction. So that is something to be aware of. I am 185 pounds, maybe closer to 180. So not super wide by any means. And if you are a bit wider, that's something where you may need to come and check something out like this in person just to make sure it's going to be comfortable enough for you and how you intend on traveling. And that's pretty much everything on the inside. If I missed something, of course, please let me know. And if you have any questions, also add those down below in the comments, and either myself or someone else that knows quite a bit about RVs, because there are a lot of you that tune into this channel that do know quite a bit, will answer some questions down there as well. Coming back outside, you have a little light right there, and then you have your LED light strip up underneath the awning, 2 JBL speakers. All of your doors are going to have the metal clips on the doors, and they are not slam latch doors. Has these rotocast storage bays here. Your propane bottle underneath here. And then your TV outside, 27-inch screen TV. So 3 different televisions on this motorhome. That's nice. Definitely going to have a TV in every area where you would want one. And then underneath here, got another storage bay area. Looks like access to your water tanks as well. And back behind here, you have access to what looks like your water pump right there. Also have some shut-off valves in these areas as well. Close that door, keep coming back along this way, see all the storage that we're working with. More storage back through here. Wow, that passes all the way through. That is very nice, actually. That is going to be a very handy place for a lot of different things that can be utilized in this area, especially longer items like fishing rods and things of that nature. Really good storage space for those. Coming along the back, already has a backup camera installed. It does have a hitch here to tow. So you can tow up to 7,500 pounds if you wanted to even tow like a small vehicle behind your motorhome. That is a possibility, as a lot of people want to do that with a motorhome. So when you get to your desired location, these are some of the pros and cons to like a travel trailer or fifth wheel versus a motorhome. To leave your campsite, if you just have the motorhome, you have to pack everything up, close your slides and whatnot, and then you can drive off. Whereas if you bring a car along behind you, you can take your car out or something along those lines. You also could put like a motorcycle hitch on the back and have a motorcycle with you. Or if you go with like a travel trailer or fifth wheel RV, then obviously you're always going to have your vehicle with you to move your RV. So that isn't an issue, but that's something just to consider between those differences of if you're looking at a motorhome versus a travel trailer or fifth wheel. Same storage area through here. It has these little caps that open inside of there so water can drain out if you do have water in those areas at all. Got your water connections all down underneath here, and it does have a spot there to run water lines through the bottom. And again, all these areas have those plugs to let water out, so if water does drip in those areas or anything, it's not a big deal. Schwintek slides on your slide out. Slide topper's already installed. And then you have a 55-gallon gasoline tank. Then last couple bits of storage on the outside. Have that storage space down underneath there. So actually pretty ample amount of storage for a motorhome. A lot of times motorhomes can be fairly limited on the amount of storage. Let's see if this door is open. I think it's locked. Darn it, I do not have my key to open that door, but it looks like it's just another storage area. And then down underneath here is going to be the generator, where you have a 4,500 watt generator there, so that will have the necessary power to run this motorhome as well, which is another one of the benefits to a motorhome, is you get that generator on board so that everything is pretty much ready to go and ready to be used wherever you're at, whenever you need to, making something like dry camping or just parking somewhere overnight so much easier, just having all the stuff that you need already on board. Also has side cameras right there, and a little bit larger step going in and out of the driver's area. See your mirrors here. Looks like this is probably going to be a manual mirror. Let me see. Yeah, I don't see any mirror. Oh, there it is. Nope, powered mirrors right there. And that might be a heated switch right here. I haven't like test drove this motorhome, so I'm not exactly sure, but this looks like that's probably a heated switch for those mirrors. And then that is pretty much everything on this motorhome. So again, if you're looking for your next RV, there are over 100 different Blue Compass stores across the United States where we can help you out with finding your next RV, and there's a link down below in the comments and description to help you find a store close to you. However, if you are looking for motorhomes, Motorhome Specialist here in Alvarado, Texas is literally one of the best places you could possibly shop for a motorhome. They even have things to help you out with like getting transportation to and from the airport and different things if you want to travel in to Alvarado to get a look at the lot and find your next motorhome for yourself. So you can contact Motorhome Specialist if you're specifically looking for a motorhome. They have basically the best dealership in America to help you find the motorhome of your dreams, and they have everything from these $100,000 motorhomes all the way up to $1 million plus motorhomes. So lots of different options. But that's all I got for y'all. Until next time, live firmly unbound.